Hi, we're Nick and Rachel, and in October 2024 we bought this 1930s renovation project as first time buyers and first time DIYers. In this week's video we're going to be finishing off the downstairs toilet, doing a couple more modifications to the kitchen and getting it finished off. In last week's video we installed the vanity unit and the toilet, so if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it, and without further ado, let's get into week 33 of the house renovation. Welcome back to week 33 of the house renovation. In today's video we are going to be getting the downstairs table, what going on? In today's video we are going to be getting the downstairs toilet finished. What we basically need to do is connect the tap up and then do the tiling on this wall, and then we just need to do a few decorative bits, but other than that, as long as the tap's connected, I'm going to count that as done and operational. And then there's a couple of other things we need to do in the kitchen. So for the last few months, really, well, basically the whole time that the old kitchen was gone, we've had this sink installed, but the waste is just going to a bucket outside because we haven't connected it into the drains yet. So I want to get that done. And also the plumber has cored the hole up there for me because I didn't have it was actually a 6-inch core drill that size. It's really big. I thought it would be a lot smaller than that, but it's a 6-inch core hole, so the plumber's done that for me. So what I've done is I've just blocked it off temporary just so we don't get any birds' nests or anything in here. So what we're going to do is connect that up as well. So going to be doing that, the waste, the downstairs toilet, and a couple of other things just to finish things off really. So let's get into today's video. So off camera I connected the tap connectors here. As you can see, it was just really awkward and I wouldn't have been able to record it properly because obviously I'm working like that. You just wouldn't have been able to see it. So what we did was connected a male iron to copper and then obviously connected onto these connectors for the tap. I haven't tested it yet, so let's turn it on and hopefully we don't have any leaks. So as I said, I haven't tested it yet, so it could. Let's turn it on slowly. Nothing on that. Okay. Let's turn that one on. Nothing on that one either. Hopefully. Don't anything there. Nothing on tap connectors either. Okay, so because this is a really small sink, as you can see, what I'll have to do is turn these isolation valves right the way down just so there's not a lot of pressure. So let's just open this slightly. Like so. Let's flush out. Actually, that's quite good. That's actually a really good speed actually, if I kept them like that. So let's turn the hot off a little bit more. Let's turn that down a bit more so that when someone presses it all the way, it doesn't come out too fast. Let's see whether we can increase it a little bit more. We don't really want more than that, otherwise water will splash everywhere. And then let's do with the cold now. Open that up a bit more. Now with the cold, this flex is kinked here, so that is the main reason why it is. Let me turn that down a little bit. So when it's on full flow, it'll be like that, which is more than enough. So cool, so that is the plumbing done, all the taps connected for the downstairs toilet, and luckily we don't have any leaks. I think that's successful. So let's get this cabinet door on and get this finished. So this door is super easy to put on. You basically line these up like so, push them in at the front and then push the back, and there we go. And it's got soft close as well. So there we go, and it opens just enough so it doesn't hit the towel rail. That was definitely planned. We've got our tap working nicely, so we can wash their hands. Got the waste working to outside, Just remembered that. To outside, we just flooded outdoor. Yeah, that is the downstairs toilet done. Now before we get back into it, I wanted to let you guys know about our new partner, Reolink. Reolink are known for their high-level security systems and doorbells and cameras, and they've been kind enough to send us their Argus PT Outtro. Now this camera requires no hardwiring at all. It is battery operated, so you can mount it remotely around your house. And you can get it with solar panel, which means that you don't need to replace the batteries or recharge it, which is super cool and effective. Which means that there's no hardwiring and no electrical, so it's 100% DIY-able. Of course, it offers 4K resolution and there's a brilliant app to go with it. With the Argus PT Outtro, you can move the camera so you can actually see different parts, which is super cool, which you haven't seen on any other domestic security system. Unlike other systems, you actually get accurate alerts to distinguish people, vehicles and animals, and it gets sent straight to your mobile. Of course, there's also two-way audio, which you can have real-time conversation with someone who goes by, and different to other cameras as well, you can also have local storage with an SD slot. Now, the really good thing that I like about Reolink is their software. Now, the software is 100% free. You don't need to pay for it like all the other brands, which makes Reolink stand out and makes it really innovative. At the moment, they're having up to a 50% discount on their Amazon store because of Prime Day. So if you're in the market for a new security system, doorbell or standalone camera, make sure to go and check out Reolink in the description. They're currently having a 50% off sale for Prime Day. Thanks for Reolink sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. As I said earlier, the kitchen sink is literally just leading into a bucket at the moment, similar to that, because I haven't connected it up yet. So as you can see, as it comes out, we're literally just putting it into a bucket. So what we're going to do, we're not going to do it tonight, what we're going to do tomorrow is basically come across around here and then make use of this drain right here. We also obviously need to connect the waste from the downstairs toilet that we just did into there and then patch this up as well. We'll get into that tomorrow. So it's the next day, and as I mentioned before, we are going to be extending the waste because, as you see, at the moment it's just going into a bucket. So what we're going to do is move that over here around into the drain, as I explained before. So I'm going to move all this out the way now. So to connect this 32mm waste into the soil pipe, as you can see, what I'm using is a strap-on boss with a rubber bung connector. And what I was doing was just lubricating the bung, otherwise the pipe wouldn't fit in because it's a really snug fit, obviously, to stop it leaking. Now I decided to kick this out a bit because if we wanted to fill anything up like a bucket or something, then it would just hit straight into it if we went straight down vertically. So I offset it horizontally and then went down vertically. So just to explain what I've done here, so I offset this to not go straight down, one, because the angle as it was coming out and down wasn't 90 degrees because obviously this is falling downwards, and also if I did it straight down, then if we wanted to fill up a bucket or something in the future, then it would kind of clash with this pipe going down. So what I've done is offset it down and then I've just drilled into there using the strap-on boss to go into there, and then that will go like that, so it gives enough distance clearance from this and it also still drains properly. And then what I'm going to do is put that brick back in there afterwards and then just expanding foam and mortar around there just so it's all secure and weather tight. Okay, so this is now complete. We've connected this on, just ignore that, that's just something I was testing out. So yeah, it all works, doesn't leak anymore, so that's done. So now that's done, we can move on to the kitchen waste. Now, all of this stuff is the asbestos pipe that we have temporary, well, we've taken down the pipe and we put this temporary one in until we redo the gutters, because that's going to be coming soon. So next we are going to be doing the pipe, the kitchen waste. So I've already cut this back, so I need to get the elbow on top of there. So I've cut this to length, this pipe here, so it's going to be going like so, attaching onto there, round there, and then into that drain. So I'm just going to put this elbow on and then work from there, just so it all works out. So yeah, you'll see that now. Okay, so now we've got the main kind of rundown. What I'm going to do is just attach these clips to the wall just so we can get this in position, and then we can finish off the rest of it. Now, because of the angle, how it's going down there, a 135 or 45 and another 45, it just makes it look a bit not very good. So I don't know whether to do this temporarily, because I don't know whether I told you guys like ages ago, but we are going to be adding another rainwater down pipe down here. So I don't know whether to do this temporary and then boss into the side of it, or put it in separately, because eventually and you know, just make this a bit straight so that actually does work, or go all in and just kind of do it a bit further down so that is straight on a 135. Don't know yet, but I think temporary, just to get this sorted for now, I'm going to do it like that. So 45 and then another 45, and it goes directly into the drain, because before it was literally just like to here, and as you can see, all the corrosion around the brickwork around the drain there. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is do it like that to begin with, have that as temporary, and then when we do the down pipes, then we can, you know, modify it later. But I think that's what I'm going to do, just to get it up and working temporarily. So this isn't glued in yet, but I'm just running a tap at the moment just to see how it would drain down. And yeah, I think it's quite large. It's coming down there, going straight into the drain. So yeah, I think I'm going to be start to do it like this. Okay, so that is the waste pipe for the sink done. So it goes into there as you saw, and yeah, it all works. I've run it up and it's no leaks anywhere, which is quite good. Now the next thing that we're going to go on to is the kitchen extract fan. So the plumber called through a 6-inch hole to the kitchen. Now the kit is exactly 6-inch and the hole's exactly 6-inch, so I needed to buy a couple of reducers to reduce it down just so I could get it through this hole. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I got now. So what I've got here is a couple of things. Now, so as I mentioned before, the extractor that this came with was a 6-inch hole, which this is the outside vent. So if you can picture it, that will go on the outside. I then have a 150 to 120 reducer, which goes onto there like so. I then have the flex, which goes onto that reducer. That will then go through the wall, and this will then go onto the flex that side, and then that will connect on to our connection on, I'm not going to take that off yet, onto this side. So it will go through the wall and we won't run into any issues with a 6-inch flex try to go for a 6-inch hole, which won't work because the hole needs to be slightly bigger. But this will work, hopefully. So yeah, and then I'll just cable tie that onto each side, flex, and then I'll just use some sealant around there just to put it into place. All right, so I'm trying something a bit different. I have got it on my head just to see how this will go. So let's start this. So what I'm going to do first is so this has to be screwed down first. Now I have no idea where the screws are for these, so what I'm going to do is to line this up and then use these other screws that I've got somewhere else. So there's a couple of screws here which I'm going to use, so let me screw these in and hopefully they don't damage anything. This thing in place anyway. That's not good. That is not good. Where's that screw gone? I don't know where that screw went, but hopefully, okay, right. Don't think it damaged anything, so, right. Well, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us after. Okay, so that's in place now. Let's tuck those wires behind there. What I'm going to do is use a bit of glue on that. And then although these Jubilee clips aren't meant for this, I am still going to use them. Right, that's not coming off anytime soon. So let's put that on there. And then we should be able to flex that to outside. Hopefully that has enough on it. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. So then that will sit in the hole like so. And that will go on like that. That's a bit of a gap. Don't know what I can do about that. Right, that's solid. Solid in there now. I think that's pretty flush, so that should work. Lovely. Brilliant. Nice and flat. So next thing I'm going to do is mark the holes there, drill them, and then we can attach that to the wall. Put a bit of sealant around there, and then jobs are good one. So yeah, let's do that now. Okay, so I'm going to use some BT1, and it's bathroom sealant, but it will do the same job. So what I'll do is I'll put section around there. So as you guys saw, from a 6-inch to a 5-inch, sorry, So reducer, flexed it through in 5, and then out the other side. So let's seal this back on the other side. 4 of these. So let's first go to mark it. So I'm just going to line it up with the bricks, because if I do a spirit level on it, it will look out if the bricks are out. So it's not conventional, but what I'm going to do is estimate where the holes are, because I'm just not going to be able to get the pen through. Right, let's just check before we put the sealant in that they line up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we have a working extractor with a backdraft shutter. Oh. Okay, maybe I should have waited a bit for that to see. Actually, it doesn't look like it's even. Maybe I should have had it a bit more around there. Let me put some more sealant on. So this will be just to prevent any air leakage. And then what I think I might also do is screw into there just to keep it in place with some screws as well. Okay. So that's feels a lot more embedded now. So just going to use 2 of these screws. Hopefully they'll be sharp enough to go through. That's pretty much well on now, and then hopefully that adhesive will sort that. So let's try it again. Also, I don't think we'd ever have it on number 5, but yeah, cool. And that's staying on like that. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm gonna probably cable tie that up just so it stays there, and then we'll put the cover on now. So that is the end of week 33. I did say that I was going to put this cover on, but I have zip tied the cables up, and to be totally honest, I don't know how to install that, and at the end of the day we paid the kitchen fitters to install everything, so I'm not going to spend hours trying to do that when the kitchen fitters can do it and we've paid them for it. So I'm just going to leave that to them. I've done that for them, which arguably they should have done, but I just did it. So yeah, they're going to install that. I've zip tied the cable, so that'll be an easy one to put on. And yeah, so that is the end of this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the finished result of the downstairs toilet. Now this is obviously fully operational, as we said before. The sink works, as we showed previously. The toilet works, and yeah, we've connected all the drains, etc. Obviously we still do need to put the backsplash tile on there and there, so we do need to tile these 2 bits, but that isn't a priority at the moment. There's so many more things that we need to do first. So that is the finished result. Obviously we do need to decorate it. We're going to be putting pictures and all the rest of it up here, so that's Rachel's speciality of decorating, so I'll leave that decision to her. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us recently. Sorry the videos haven't been as consistent as they were. We were away for like 2 weeks in a row, and I've just been trying to catch up. So this one's going out on a Sunday, and then hopefully next week we'll be back to normal on Saturday. So hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.